that fuel transaction within the hidden network is cryptocurrency, which with Bitcoin playing a significant role. In this presentation, we will explore the definition of cryptocurrency, origin of the dark web, the usage of cryptocurrency within the dark web, as well as the importance of learning cryptocurrency and the dark web. So by the end of this presentation, we should be able to define what cryptocurrency is, what is dark web, what is the origin of the dark web, what are the uses of cryptocurrency within the dark web, then why do we need to learn these things? So at the end, if we say the internet has good parts, most of us know the good part, then we now say it has another side. Why do we need to learn the other side? So at the end of this lecture, or at the end of this presentation, we should be able to answer some of these questions. Okay, like I said, cryptocurrency, by definition, is a digital or virtual currency that uses cryptograph for security, operates on a decentralized system, and it is not controlled by central authority such as government or banks. So the beauty about cryptocurrency is that it is decentralized. Nobody controls it. You have it on your phone, nobody have access to it. In fact, if you have crypto on your phone, if government is tracking it, it is difficult because it is purely decentralized until you move it to a central position. So the beauty about it is that nobody can freeze it, nobody can hold it if you have it in a decentralized wallet. And that's the beauty, that's the idea, the freedom. The innovators were looking like, okay, if it is your money, government should not just come up and say, I'm freezing your account. Then you don't have access to it again. If you are on crypto and you're on decentralized, nobody can freeze your assets. So I've talked a little bit about the crypto. Then I need to talk about the web. Most of us are used to the word web. Well, if you think about the internet itself, that's the World Wide Web. As essential as it is, there is a portion of it that is surface, and that is index. That is, there's a portion of it that you can search. Look at internet like a well that you fetch water from. A well has three parts. The surface part, that is the upper part where you lock your well, you have the locker. That is what anybody that is coming can see. Then you have the deeper parts. Let's say that is the length between the water and the top of the well. That deeper part is always the longest part of the well. Then you now have the one that is below. That is below the water level. That one you cannot even see it with your mere eye looking at it. So I will just use that picture so that we'll be on the same page, we will understand what I'm saying. So web is like a well that has three different layers. The surface layer, the deep part, then the dark parts that you cannot even see at all. So most of the time we interact with the surface layer. If I want to do a search engine, Google, go to any sites, that is the surface layer. And that constitutes just 5% of the internet. So if we have been using internet for many years, this is just to tell you that we have only engaged with 5% of what internet constitutes the internet. So the 95% are not something you can see on the surface. They are below the level. So just using that picture, I'll be working with it while we go throughout this presentation. So the other 95% cannot be indexed. So the 5%, you can go on Google, type something, your favorite search engine can bring those information out. Your Google, Bing, Yahoo, etc. Even your social medias, some of them fall on the surface. It's something you can access. Now, the other 95% have about 90% that is the deep and 5% that is the dark. Now, the deep, consider it to be the length of the well from the surface to where the water starts from. So you are going to find out on the deep part some information you cannot see on the surface, some information you cannot come across by accident. So there are specifically the three layers of the web. So please, we just need to know. So now I move to the birth of dark web. What even give about the dark web? Because this is what we are going to be focusing on. I just need to bring this background. We have 3 layers. Now, dark web, as we know it today, has its origin in the late 20th century. It is essentially conceived by computer scientists and researchers, such as Paul Silverstein, David Shum, Michael Reed. Those people come with the idea. The intention of them was to develop a network that prioritizes privacy. So in the 20th century, some people come together to say, okay, if we are using the internet, you can see everybody. Can we come up with something that prioritizes privacy and anonymity? Like, some people feel like some information should not just be out there. So they develop the dark web to protect people's privacy. So in the mid-90s, the Onion Writer project, led by this pioneer, laid the foundation to what eventually became the dark web. The project aimed to create a system that could protect sensitive government communication and allow individuals to browse the internet without revealing their identity or location. So this is the pure intention that the developers of this part has. They feel like there are some classified government information that should not just fly anyhow. They feel like there are some things that you may want to do, you don't want to reveal to the public. Or if I'm browsing now and you can know my location, if what I'm revealing is sensitive, it could lead to an attack on the person. So they prioritize concealing the identity and the location of the user of the web. So this is the intention of those who actually created the dark web. As the project progresses, the potential for a hidden network grew beyond its initial scope. While the original intention was to protect privacy and enable secure communication, the dark web began to attract a darker side. It now became a safe haven for criminals, cyber criminals seeking a platform to conduct illicit transactions, activities, including buying and selling of drugs, stolen data, weapon, and more. So the anonymity features of the dark web now give a safe haven for those who want to. For everything you do, people will always take advantage of it. The intention of the people is to say, okay, let's keep, for example, if I know there's a threat to free speech in Nigeria, I cannot come on the street to say some things because I know people will hunt me down. So the essence of dark web is to say, okay, if you have sensitive information, I can hide my identity, but still put the information out there so that the public can be aware. But now, some people are hiding under it to conduct illicit transactions since their identity is covered. Nobody knows their identity. So over the time, the dark web evolved, the various anonymous network and marketplace popping up. It became a complex ecosystem that thrives on the principle of anonymity and encryption. Today, it continues to be a double-edged sword, offering both opportunities for privacy advocates and a platform for criminal activities. Understanding its origin and evolution is crucial in addressing the challenges it presents and utilizing its potential for a positive application. So, having said all this, then what is dark web itself? Because now I've explained to us about the intention of those who form it. They feel they have to just give something to protect the privacy of users. But now, some other side are now coming up, which are people also hiding under it to conduct illegal transaction. The dark web is an encrypted portion of the internet, not visible to the general public via the traditional search engines such as Google. This is known as the dark net. The dark web constitutes a larger part of illegal activities on the internet. To a lesser extent, it is also used for lawful reason by legitimate users, such as those who want to protect the source of certain information. The dark web is a small, less accessible part of the deep web. Both dark web and deep web share things in common. Now, like I said, there is a surface, there is the deep, there is the dark. The dark web and the deep web, they share one thing in common. You cannot easily find them using the search engine. You cannot by accident stumble on information on those two layers. They are not something you can say, oh, I was just browsing the internet, then I come across it. This is the similarities the dark web and the deep web, they share in common. The main difference between them, however, is that the way the content can be accessed. Deep web can be accessed by anyone with standard web browser who knows the URL. For deep web, if you want to go to the deep web, you cannot stumble on it by accident. So you must have the specific web address of where you are going to. And you must have the browser. So you just go straight to that place. It's not like you are just trying to do some things on the internet, searching the Google, then it leads you there. You must have the specific place you are going to. So in contrast, dark web requires special software and knowledge of where you want to find the content. So on the dark web, not only the browser, in fact, there is a special browser. Your normal Google Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, all of them cannot take you to the dark web. But those ones can still take you to the deep web if you know the specific URL. Unlike the surface that you can gamble on things, you can be checking your social media and meet an information, then you read it. On the dark web, you need a special tool to get to the dark web. So how can it be accessed? If you say, okay, the dark web, you can't stumble on it. You must have special tools. So how can you get there if you want to even get there? Because it has a good side and it has a bad side. You may have the intention of using it for your own good side, which is, I believe, the purpose of this class. They always say, to catch a criminal, you must think like them. So to even be safer, to be on the safer side, you need to understand some of these things. So how can you access the dark web? Indexes of website link allow Google and other search engines to return relevant results whenever a user type a keyword into the search bar. Websites on the dark web are not indexed by search engine. Instead, the dark web uses information from individual email, social media account, database, and document to give user access. In addition, the dark web can be accessed through typical browsers such as Firefox, Chrome. It can only be accessed through an encrypted peer-to-peer connection or by using overlay network such as Tor browser. Tor, short of the Onion router, ensures complete anonymity on the dark web by using multiple encryption layers. So now what this part is trying to tell us is that if you want to go to the dark web, there is a special app that is designed to access it, a special browser. So you have to go through the Onion router, and the most popular of them all is the Tor browser, or is a Tor application. It was developed just to access the dark web. The essence of the Tor application is that, for example, if I have a Tor application on it, and you log into, let's say, I just want to use an example now. It's not a dark web page. Let's say, for example, my Facebook is a dark web market that I'm going to. Once I use the Tor, it disguises my identity. It can reroute my connection such that it can meet thousands of other connections. But such that at the end, by the time I'm going there, my identity has changed. It's no longer the VP. Normally, my IP is supposed to reveal my identity. But by the time I use that browser, it will just reroute it. It can reroute it through thousands or millions of other networks, such that at the end, by the time you get there, you do no longer have your own identity. The thing has changed completely. Nobody can track you using that IP or whatever you'll be displaying to now track you to your personal self. If they want to go after it, you just get to nowhere, because that thing would have rerouted so many things. You know, it is encrypted. At the end, nobody can trace you through the use of those Tor browser. The browser is free to download and use and work on major operating systems. In addition, Tor browser can further protect your identity by ensuring that by doing so, you can also have additional layer of security, which is use of the VPN. Ordinarily, VPN itself can help a little to change for example, if you are in Nigeria, if I'm to browse, my location should read Nigeria. So anybody seeing that thing can know that this request is coming from Nigeria. VPN in itself, I can use it and I say I'm in Netherlands. So if you want to trace me, the information you'll be getting will be on the from Netherlands. Now, if you now combine the Tor browser and VPN, it creates a more sandbox, security sandbox for you, because it now becomes double layer security that can protect the source of, that can protect you and will not reveal your identity to anybody that wants to find out about the user of that internet. So who uses the dark web? Who are those people that actually go and use the dark web? Now, the dark web, anonymity accommodates illegal activities and contributes its reputation as being a safe haven for criminal. The anonymity, coupled with access difficulties and a higher barrier of entry, facilitate all manner of illicit activities, such as drug and human trafficking, weapon dealing, money laundering. The dark web is used by those who want to buy and sell the following. Some people that use the dark web, normally some people steal information like credit card number. If they sell such information, they can be traced. So what they now do is to go into the dark web and transact it there, because it's just like, let me use a more clearer example. Dark web is like you coming into my room and I off the whole light inside the place. It is when you enter, the place is dark. We do not even see ourselves. We can say, okay, what do you want to buy? This, oh yeah, drop it, take it. Even the two transacting parties may not even see themselves or know themselves. It is dark, completely dark. So when you go to that place and you transact such stolen items, for instance, it becomes difficult for government and law enforcement to actually trace or find out. So stolen personal information, stolen subscription credentials, illegal content such as child sexual abuse material, counterfeit money, hacked enterprise accounts, software, and other service. So these are the people that actually transact it. But often, the dark web uses cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin to engage in such e-commerce because of its the anonymous nature, and it reduces the risk of being caught. Bitcoin in itself, let's say cryptocurrency in itself, it is something that is difficult to trace. Now, the moment dark web had been in existence since the beginning of internet, let's say in the early 90s, but most of the time transactions there are difficult because they still exchange transactions using fiat. So government can still try to trace them, even though they go to an hidden place to do those transactions. Government will still trace them to know what they are doing. But now they now have a safe means of payment, which is cryptocurrency, that it is peer-to-peer. You don't use the bank, you don't register with any of your information. You can download, for instance, Exodus today, put your money there. You don't need to put even email to register. You only need your phrase. So it now makes it an acceptable currency for transacting in the dark web, because it is difficult to even trace cryptocurrency in itself. So it now becomes the most preferred means of exchange in the dark web. Despite its many shadow uses, dark web itself, it is not illegal. It supports several legitimate use. So we've talked about those who do drug trafficking, a lot of illegal activities, but does it mean that dark web it is legal? No. Dark web it is not illegal. Several legal activities can also be carried out on the dark web. For example, it can help users to communicate in environments and geographical area where free speech is not protected. So if you are in, for instance, Pakistan, or a country that you cannot speak against the president, even if he's doing something wrong, is that you are killed or you are jailed. In such community, you don't come and say, I'm that bold, then you speak. No, you must look for a way to release your information to the public, and they must not be able to trace you. That is good part of it. Some people, they even kill a lot of people. They cover the information. They don't want government can even deal with its own people. They don't want the general public, the world, to know what they are doing. If you reveal such information, they will come after you. So this dark web also can serve as a safe place for people that have genuine purpose to do their own transaction. Another example is political activists and journalists. They also use that place. At times, you see some information, you wonder, you don't know the source of that information, but the information is crucial to maybe the economy, the political environment. The information is helpful, but it is difficult for you to find out the source of that information. The aim of the activist or the journalist is just to let the public to know those information. So it can also be carried out on the dark web. Legal dark web, social media network, and club also exist. The dark web also hosts a large amount of content that cannot be found in other parts of the internet. So even though we talk about those who do use for negative, there are many of the good use of it. Another one is whistleblower. In Nigeria, there was a time whistleblower was being promoted. You will see people that actually that blow the whistle, they still go and wish on them. But if it is somebody that have access to the layer that is the dark web, you can whistle blow and nobody will know you are the one behind it. You will give the relevant information maybe to the government. Let's say somebody is embezzling funds and stacking it in a such a way. And if I say it, they might come after me. Then I can go to the place and release the information to the government to say, so place, they are doing those transactions. The government itself will not know that I'm the one. The person that I am exposing will not know I'm the one, but the information will be held. These are part of the good use of the dark web. It supports the privacy need of the users for certain activities. And okay, it supports the privacy needs of the user for certain legal activities such as an exchange of property, business information, whistleblower activism, journalists, and who want to protect their source. Now, the next question I want to ask is the dark web dangerous? Is it a dangerous place to go? Let me say, dark web is a bad environment. Is a, let's say, rough neighborhood. It's just like you're living in some rough part of Lagos. If you are not too smart, you will get tricked. It's a rough neighborhood. It is dangerous. If you don't have business there, you don't go there. So there are some part of Lagos today that you may not just want to go. If you go there, you will come back and you discover your phone is stolen. So it's a rough neighborhood. Okay. Ironically, the Tor network surfaced in 2006. I've been talking about the Tor from a legal project jointly funded by the United States Navy and Defense Advanced Research Projects. So it is this Tor network we have been talking about that you can use to access the network was initially designed by the Nigerian Navy and US Navy, and the Defense Advanced Research Agency. The two of them, these two agencies come together to develop what we know today as a Tor network. It is because, government shares some classified information. They share some information that must not come to the public. So they do these projects to make sure that they can share so many correspondence, communication, a lot of it. But unfortunately, even though it was with the intention of this good part, is even from the US Navy and the defense that they started this project. Today, a lot of people are doing a lot of activities there, especially with the introduction of Bitcoin in 2009. It transformed totally the dark web into a sanctuary for criminals, because people can go there before. You have the fear, if you spend money there, they can trace the money. But when Bitcoin now came on board, it now gave people that have bad intention a way to actually do transaction and get away with it. Since the dark web is a hotbed for criminal and illegal activities, accessing and using the content tools and the service found are extremely dangerous for both individual and enterprise. It has its bad side, it has its good side. Do I need to go to the dark web? If you don't have any business, dark web is only a place you access on the need, not because I just want to stop the net, I want to go there. It is on the need basis. If you're an activist, that you need to protect your identity on something that is very risky, yes. But if you don't have any of such need, dark web is a dangerous environment. You don't just go there. Because if you say bad guys are in a place and you now go there, you will still be the victim when you get there. So dangers of browsing the dark web include cyber attack, phishing, identity theft, credentials, compromise of personal, customers, financial, and operational data. So if you go there, if you are not a strong guy and you go to a rough neighborhood, you will be cheated. So if you go to the dark web and you are not experienced enough, you did not protect yourself enough, you can discover that you can even experience cyber attack. You can see virus, you can see malware, you can discover that your identity can even be stolen. Somebody else will go and use it somewhere. So it's a place, you know, it's just like you are a genius. You will get there and meet plenty genius on the wrong side. So they will steal some things from you, and it could be a loss on your own side. So this danger can interrupt business operations, defraud the company, or devalue a brand integrity. So the best way to avoid this danger is to avoid using the dark web entirely. But if it is not possible, it is important to employ reliable security measures, including antivirus, and to access the dark web, then you use a VPN so that you can protect some portion. Your total system will not be exposed when you get to the place. In addition to Tor browser, the application and operating system should be kept up to date, and the companies might want to limit or monitor the use. So apart from your other application, you must make sure that any application you are using is up to date. If you use an outdated version of anything to enter the dark web, you will be attacked. You will now be the victim. So now, the next thing I want us to now look at, I've talked largely about the dark web. I've talked at the beginning about cryptocurrency. Then what is now the major interplay between cryptocurrencies and the dark web? Cryptocurrency and dark web are intertwined due to the anonymity and the decentralization that cryptocurrency offer, making them a preferred method for payment of those illegal activities. So because of the unknown nature of cryptocurrency and the unknown nature of the dark web, they become the most preferred peer to operate in the marketplace. You cannot go to the dark web now and spend US dollar or Naira. You will be tracked. So the one that covers the identity of the users is the one that is now most preferred. That is what brought cryptocurrencies and the dark web to be like now the peer that is more compatible. One, because of the decentralization, nobody is not on the bank, is not registered anywhere. You don't provide any information before you start using them, and your identity remains unknown. Many of us that has traded maybe cryptocurrency like Bitcoin before, you will remember that there's some app you register. You don't even supply any information. It's just to download, save your 12 phrase, and that's the end. So if you now do any transaction on that thing and it goes wrong, nobody can, because you did not even supply any information, ab initio. Then there's something we call dark web marketplace, because anywhere that is buying and selling, people take advantage of trade. People do trading there. So the dark web now have a marketplace for those who want to deal in all sorts of things that they cannot do in the open. Then they do it in the dark place. There are other features that bring them together. Then the evolving nature of cryptocurrencies and the dark web. These are the similarities that they have. Okay, because of our time, I will rush to the rules of cryptocurrency in the dark web. Generally, money gain have always been the goal of criminals. So money laundering is an indispensable component of criminal scheme aimed at concealing the proceeds of illicit acts. So when people go to that place, the aim is to make money. So there is, like I said, there's a marketplace there. People go there for somebody that sells drug and go there. The aim is to make money. But when you are coming out, you also have another duty to conceal the source of that thing. Because if you have that illegal fund and you come out with it, they can still track you. So the aim is not only to make money from there, you must also still look for a way to hide the money. Then you wash it before you introduce it to the public. So this place provide all, cryptocurrency provides it, that you can actually do this thing and make it now a difficult task for law enforcement agency. The combined anonymity provided by the dark web and cryptocurrencies are proven to be a potential tool in the hands of threat actors that facilitate the laundering of gain from their illicit activities. Since inception, cryptocurrencies have become the preferred currency for criminals operating in the dark web. They benefit significantly from the inherent anonymity this payment method offer, creating formidable challenges for the law enforcement in the tracing of process of criminal activities. So, largely, if you look at it, we have most of the activities in the dark web, it is illegal, even though I've explained to us that there are legal use of it. Then why are we now learning it? What is the importance of learning it? Because if we say most of these things is illegal activities that is happening in dark web, why do we focus our time in learning it? Okay, in today's digital landscape, understanding cryptocurrency and the dark web is crucial as a result of the following. Number one, enhanced security awareness. So one of the reasons why we are learning it now is for us to be well equipped to have the awareness of some things that can cause security breaches, what we should do in case we are in such situation. So by educating ourselves about the dark web, we can identify potential threats and take proactive measures to protect our personal data and organization data. So one of the reasons why we are learning this is to, for example, now with the knowledge of this, if you have a reason to even want to go there, the knowledge of this can tell you, no, if you don't have any business there, don't go there. So it will enhance our security awareness. Number two, ethical use of cryptocurrency. Learning about the cryptocurrency empowers us to use them responsibly and contribute positively to their development. It also helps in combating the negative perception associated with cryptocurrency due to its association with illicit activities. The knowledge of something can actually help to change the perception, because many of us also use cryptocurrency for legal activities. The third one is career opportunity. Career opportunity. Because it created a problem, then it creates opportunity for those who want to develop skill in that regards. So I can develop a skill now to say, okay, I need to learn how to stop some illegal activities. I need to go and learn cyber security. I need to go and learn digital forensic. It's now created a career opportunity for some people who want to choose that as their own field. Even though the place looks rough, it has created a job opportunity for those who want to do legal things. Proficiency in cryptocurrency and dark web concept open doors to a wide range of career opportunity in areas such as cyber security, digital forensic, blockchain development, and more. So at the end of this lecture, some of us may also feel like, at the end of this presentation, some of us will feel like, oh, if this thing happen, I want to learn more, develop a skill in these regards, and you can be employable as a result of this. So these are the importance of learning it. Then developing future solutions. By understanding this concept, we can actively contribute to developing innovative solution that utilizes blockchain technology while ensuring security and compliance. So these are the reason why we are learning these things. We can also develop future solutions. People think, we can think and say, okay, if dark web has illicit, for example, for government agency, they think day by day to say, how do we stop some activities in this particular realm? So you can develop future solutions by learning and understanding the importance of dark web and cryptocurrency. Now, what are the benefits of monitoring the dark web? You know, as they say, to catch a criminal, you have to think like one. The dark web can serve many purposes, but it is undoubtedly known as a platform for malicious activities. Why do you think a reputable organization would want to get near the dark web? Well, keep your friend closer. Keep your friend closer and your enemy closer, as they say. Dark web monitoring is key to staying on top of cybersecurity threats. It is primarily used to hide illegal content. So, but for reputable organization, you may want to learn about it so that you can also protect yourself from cyber security breaches. So normally, if this place is illegal, reputable organizations should not go near it. But now today, reputable organizations are going to learn some things from there to protect themselves. Say, for instance, we have antivirus or firewall that protect our system. We can send somebody from the IT to go and learn to be there. It's just like in a dark room to see what they are doing. The moment they discover something to break the system, because those guys there, maybe they work day and night to see how they can open up the system. If you have a firewall, you will discover that at some point you will hear that same complaint is hacked. That means those guys are developing something. So if we have a system here and a reputable organization that is strong, we can have somebody there that is monitoring. The moment they develop a new way of breaking the system, we come and increase our security measure. We do not allow ourselves to be a victim first. Then we'll take proactive measure. That is why some reputable organizations go near it. If not, there would have been no reason, because hackers steal information day and night. If you want to catch a criminal, you must be able to think like them. So understanding how they operate in the dark web can help a reputable organization to stay secured always. So monitoring the dark web can keep business stay informed of corporate data breaches, which might threaten their own operation and reputation. Dark web monitoring offers various opportunities, including threat, threat detection. So if you understand it and you monitor the dark web very well, you can know things that are of threat to your organization. You can now train your people to say, don't click this kind of link. It is malicious. It is to steal information from us. If you do not have the knowledge, you will not know, you will fall victim. Data exfiltration, which means that organization can still resecure the account of their users after breach. Some company, you discover if there is a breach, they don't have a solution until they are almost at the ground. But some company, if there's a breach, you will see they quickly swift into some other measures to protect their customers from the further breach. Then for compliance purpose, people can also stay there to make sure that they are in touch with up-to-date compliance measure. In conclusion, dark web and cryptocurrency, particularly Bitcoin, have had a significant impact on the digital landscape. While Bitcoin association with the dark web raises concern, it is important to recognize the broader application of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. By gaining knowledge in this area, we can harness the potential, safeguard ourselves from threats, and contribute to the advance of a secure and ethical digital ecosystem. So let us embrace the opportunity to learn about cryptocurrencies and blockchain and the dark web, as this knowledge will empower us to navigate the digital realm with confidence and make informed decisions. Thank you so much for listening. I think we have come to the end of this presentation. If there are questions or areas that want us to share more light, I'm available to do that. I so appreciate your listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. John. You've done brilliant. You've done well by trashing the topic and making us to see exactly how cryptocurrency relate as it pertains to the dark web. Thank you so much. I guess people are raising hands to ask questions already. But before I give you guys the audience to ask your question, I have a question because I was paying key attention as Mr. John was actually when Mr. John was talking. So my question is this: now we have the dark web, we have cryptocurrencies is working. If we have developers building on this blockchain technology of a thing, can't the company government hold them responsible because their technology are being used for illegal activities? Or can't just the government just put a regulation out there to just stop all these guys so that we can? Sorry, I lost my network. So my question is just this developer to kind of curb the kind of illegal activities going on enough, sir. Mr. John.
Sorry, I think because of the network, it is difficult for me to pick your question, and I would love to answer accurately. Please, if you can come again.
Okay, my question is, can't the government issue out a policy per se to just hold the developers of this privacy of cryptocurrency, of this blockchain technology that's been incorporated into this dark web everything? Can't the government issue out a policy that can curb the usage of their products in the market, in the dark web?
Okay, thank you.
That's my question.
Thank you for the question. I think there's a topic I know, if it is cryptocurrency on its own, it would have actually answered that question. But let me just answer it this way. I said in the year 2009, that was where Bitcoin started. When it started, it was started by somebody that till today is unknown. His name is Satoshi. I don't want to say his name. We don't know, maybe it's he or she or a company. So when the idea started, we know that somebody developed this thing. Now, the person remains unknown till today. Not even the government of the US till today had found out who the person is. Is he still alive? Is he dead? Nobody knows. So it is difficult to hold somebody that is as good as not existing liable for anything. Number two, you cannot hold, for example, you cannot hold Naira responsible for the use of Naira. So Naira was designed to serve a specific purpose. If you now use Naira to pay ransom, you cannot say you want to use the people that print or design Naira responsible for the use of it. So now the most important thing is that the founder of this technology, especially Bitcoin, is unknown. Those that come after it are known. We know some of them, but the one that is mainly used in the dark web, it is Bitcoin, and the founder is unknown. So even the government cannot even, the US government has tried severally, even the UK, many of them, to find out who the person is. From 2009 to today, nobody knows anything about Satoshi. That is about the coin they are using. But number two, you cannot hold people, you cannot hold the organization responsible for the activities people do with it. The same way we cannot use, if people use US dollar to commit a lot of crimes, then we cannot say we'll go and hold US responsible for it.
Thank you, thank you very much, sir, for the insight. So if you have questions, and we can do it to just drop them in the chat box while I read them out. Or if you want to express yourself, you can request or just raise up your hand why I read out why I give you the permission to speak. So how do cryptocurrencies like Moreno, Zcash provide anonymity in transaction?
I think that's a question for me.
Yes, it's a question for you. How do cryptocurrencies
when we talk about cryptocurrencies, I use example Bitcoin. All of them have similar features. All of them have similar features. For instance, if I open a bank account today, when I am opening that bank account, I will provide my information, my BVN, my email, and lots more. Filling those forms makes me trackable. Do you understand? So if anything goes wrong in my account, you can discover that police can just come to the house because there is an address that is registered on the account. But when you are talking about cryptocurrency, you can just download an app. Let's say Exodus, for instance. You will not impute any information at all on it. Once you download it, it is good to use. The only thing is that it will provide you a security, and the security is that a 12 phrase, let's say 12 phrase, that 12 phrase will be 12 random words that if you want to access this, you must type that word correctly. For example, let's say number 1 is go, number 2 is come, number 3 is, if you miss anything in those 12, you cannot access that wallet. So that's the only thing you have as security. And that thing is, even if yourself, you misplace those codes, that's the end of that thing. Your fund is gone forever. Even if you are the owner, you misplace those codes. So those things do not require any information. So if I now enter the dark web and I transact and I send, let's say I send money to you, you cannot trace me because I did not even register with anything. Do you understand now? So it is not the coin itself. It is the medium, which is, now, if you now take that same money to a centralized platform, for instance, like I said, I'm the CEO of PaySwap, is an exchange platform. Binance is another example. All these ones I mentioned, they are centralized because there is a central admin. If you want to register with those people, you will provide your information. So if you want to register on Binance today, they will ask you for your email, they'll ask you for your ID card. It is that place now is now like a bank. It is a centralized wallet. So when you send money to Binance, it's just as if you are giving it to bank to keep for you. But if you do that transaction, if you send money from Binance, you can be traced because you have provided information with Binance. But if you send that same money on decentralized application, nobody can trace you until that money enter a centralized application. If you have anything today, and that's why you notice that even the US has not done much success in capturing criminals that use cryptocurrency. Not even much has been recorded, just because most of them are on decentralized. It's only those that go to centralized. Now, sorry, let me use this example. Bybit was hacked some weeks ago. When the money was hacked, every security apparatus was set on alert. Now, they were now monitoring the money until it will enter a centralized exchange. It was from there they now said this attack came from so people. So they cannot touch that money till today. Bybit money is still out there. If it is something that is like bank, you would have tracked or traced those people and go and arrest them. But you will now be waiting until the day to enter a centralized exchange like Binance. Then you can now call them to help you hold it from there. So if you do transaction on decentralized basis, you cannot be traced.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that question. Okay. Oh, we have another question here. Mr. Billy said, "Can you please re-explain dark and deep web?" Dark and deep web. I guess so much emphasis have been placed on the dark and deep web. Why both of them have what's it called similarities? You can access one with a browser, that's the deep web. You can only access it through a specified browser. Why the deep web, what makes it unique or stand out is that you need some required information or some required permission and access to be able to access it. So that's the major difference between dark web and deep web. It's just like you can still access the deep web from your surface web, but you need some extra information, some extra requirements, from some extra permissions just to be able to move on and proceed to the next level. I guess that's just the major difference between between the two. Okay, any other question, or who wants to share some other things with us before we call it a day, before we round up finally? Yeah. And yes, if no other questions, As we know, this is a 2 days program. I guess we've been able to whet our appetite, and our speaker has been able to do so much justice um to our topic today. So tomorrow we'll be going and taking a step further by looking where we also can also what go along and practicalize these things and demonstrate access this dark web. We will have them and maybe our skills by in a good way and manner. So by tomorrow, we want you guys to join us again and see how we can practicalize this, get our hands dirty by doing the practical logging in, installing the required application and the rest. So I have Mr. Michael raising up his hand here. So you have the floor. You can speak now. Mr. Michael, are you there? Oh, my voice is breaking. Sorry.
Hello. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Good afternoon. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks so much to the speakers and the organizer. Yeah. Yeah. I've learned so much. So I don't know what you were saying because your voice it was breaking, and I just the last speaker I don't know he might has his reasons why he didn't share the screen, and but it was an interesting lecture. So I want to know, is are we going to have like a uh, hands-on exercise where like someone will practically do this, like download uh the Tor app, navigate through the site, try to buy things and do like something that we can just feast our eyes on and also try to replicate from our end, you know, something practical. And yeah, so that is the question I want to ask. And yes, one more question. So based on the disadvantages of of using the dark web, so I don't know how true it is, but I sometimes ago the US said that they have found a way to actually trace activities uh, on the dark web, and yeah, with some instances, and I think I followed it for a while. So I don't know how is that possible. Okay, so yeah, these are my questions for now. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Michael. Concerning the practical, yes, we are going to be having some hands-on practical tomorrow. That's what I was saying earlier. Because tomorrow, so you'll be able to demonstrate. Our trainer, Dr. Sylvester, is going to actually take us through that section tomorrow. Where we'll be able to see how we can download these things and make use of them, demonstrate. So as it's demonstrating, teaching us, we also be able to engage and demonstrate also and try it from our own head also. So join us tomorrow. Tomorrow is very, very loaded. There is a lot of practical, there's a lot of hands-on training for us to engage ourselves in tomorrow. Tomorrow will be much more interactive for every one of us. We enjoyed we are telling us to please join us tomorrow and yeah, come and see the practical and come and practicalize these things yourself. And concerning your question about maybe the government is being able to find a way to actually tame out these things, I'm not sure. Maybe Mr. John can actually provide more insight to that one for us, because the dark web is actually still thriving. The dark web is actually still thriving, and so many people still go there because they know their identity is definitely anonymous and is private. So maybe Mr. John can just tell us, maybe okay, there has been an exposure of people identity in the past, or people are no longer using, but from what I know, the dark web is actually still thriving, and a lot of people still engage and still go there to conduct their business, legal or illegal. So, Mr. John, do you have anything to add to that for us?
Okay. Let me sincerely apologize again for not being able to share my screen. It's just because I have little time to really tidy up some things. I sincerely apologize. I wish I will be able to, if possible, share with the organizer, maybe later they can share the document with the participant. But I sincerely apologize. I could not make it to share my screen. On the question you asked, I will answer in these two ways, yes and no. The dark web, when you are inside the dark web, you are protected. If you, now, let me use an example of entering a house and there is no light. There is no light. So you are entering the house. If I take you to my house and we enter, everywhere is off, the light is off, everywhere is dark. Whatever we do inside, nobody knows. You understand? Now imagine we are coming out from my backyard. The backyard, there is light. So at times you may need to go, somebody might be at the backyard saying that I'm coming out from that place. What I did inside this place, nobody knows. Do you understand now? So at times the little success that was recorded could be that, okay, maybe the person is not on top of the security game. So somebody is waiting outside. You have done maybe, okay, let's say some of the guys that go to smoke, they've entered the house, they are done smoking. Then you now come outside. If you clean yourself up before coming, nobody will know what you have gone to do inside. Inside this place is a dark place. We cannot even see ourselves. I just use that picture so that we get it. When you are inside, whatever you do inside, you don't know. However, government are now trying these days too. Like I said, if you want to catch a criminal, you behave like one. They also now send people there because it's dark. We don't see ourselves. Even the next person that is with me, maybe it's even government agency. You don't know. So it now depends on how strong you are on your game inside the place that ensure your protection. The place is dark. The person could be a government agent. Now imagine you discuss with the person, oh, what's up? Then you now come out with the person, and the person is a security agent. Then you will just be arrested. Do you understand? But if you go there, do whatever you want to do, come out clean and go your way, you are not going, nobody knows what you have come inside today because it's a dark room, it's a dark web, it's a dark net. Nobody can see what happened inside except for these little lapses. If you now have it on your own part, you didn't clean it very well, you come out with yourself not properly clean up, the transaction and everything not properly tidied up, then you now come up behind at the backyard, there's a light there. So once you come to the open, then the police can now say, come on. But for people that actually tidy up what they do, whether good or bad, now when I'm saying it, I'm not focusing on the bad, whether good or bad, if you come out clean and you did not get there and interact or share files with some people that can now say, maybe, for example, imagine you share stolen cards with somebody and that person is a government agency and in the same place. So it's just, that's the little success that has been recorded. If it is that much, then they would have wiped out the whole thing. They would have wiped out criminal in the dark web. But it is difficult from the government. The little success that they recorded, they pick them outside when they are out of the net, when they are done from the Tor browser. And just because some are not experienced, if you go to the place for the first time now, you are not experienced. Compared to somebody that go there often, they know how to come out clean. That's just the little sources that government has been able to record. I don't know if that answer your question.
Yes, thank you, Mr. John.
Thank you so much for the thank you so much for the clarity. So that brings us to the end of our today's session, and we appreciate you guys for staying around and for your patience thus far. So Mr. to the chat box why I copy it. So I'll be able to contact you for your incentive, and we hope to see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, we hope to see you guys tomorrow for the practical section. So thank you so much for your time. Do well to follow us on our social media handles, and so many updates will be rolling out in days to come, and you won't want to miss on such updates. So thank you so much. It's nice having you. And to our trainers, Dr. Sylvester, Dr. John, we sincerely appreciate you. We've gained a lot. Thank you, sirs. Yeah, we've come to the end of today's section. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you. So, Mr. Emmanuel, Mr. Kendi, I'm still waiting for your mail to round up.
Yeah, I've shared the email.
Yeah, I've received it. Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you. Mr. Kendi, Salami, I'm still waiting for yours.
Hello. Yeah. What do you want me to send? I'm sorry.
Your email address, sir.
Okay, it's Kenny Salam.
It's in the, type it in the chat box for me.
Okay. Let me know once you send it. Okay. I've sent it.
Receive. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You are most welcome. So, and again, sorry, before you leave, is it possible to share the recorded link, or it is not recorded?
Yeah, it was recorded, so it will be uploaded on our YouTube page, so you can easily
Okay,
access
YouTube.
it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining.